All right, today we're going to dive into a technology that's tackling one of crypto's biggest, most stubborn problems, privacy. We're talking about a project called Arcium, and it's, frankly, pretty mind-bending vision for an encrypted supercomputer that could completely change what we can build on the blockchain.
Yeah, this quote right here from Arcium's own docs, it just nails the core problem, doesn't it? For decades, we've just kind of accepted this massive trade-off. We encrypt our data when it's just sitting there or when we're sending it. But the second you actually need to do something with that data to compute with it, poof, that security shield just vanishes. And this is the exact problem Arcium was created to solve.
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by unpacking this core privacy problem in crypto. Then we'll trace how we got here. And then we'll do a really deep dive into Arcium, what it is, how it actually works, what gives it an edge, and the really fun part, the mind-blowing new applications this thing unlocks.
All right, Section 1. Let's dig into this fundamental conflict at the very heart of Web3, what you could call the privacy paradox.
I mean, think about it. We love blockchains because they're these open, public ledgers, right? Anybody can check the transactions, which is amazing for creating trust. But that exact transparency becomes its biggest weakness, its Achilles heel. So how is an AI company supposed to train a model on sensitive medical data on-chain? How is a huge trader supposed to place a big order without everyone seeing their strategy and front-running them? The short answer? They can't. And this has been a huge roadblock for crypto's adoption in the real world.
So, how do we get to this point? Well, the whole story of crypto privacy has really been an evolution, and you can break it down into three main phases. So, way back in the beginning, we had Phase 1. Think projects like Monero and ZCash. Their whole goal was simple: make financial transactions anonymous. Then we got to Phase 2, which was really powered by ZK rollups. This let us have private smart contracts, which was cool, but your private data was kind of stuck, siloed, inside one single app. But now we're hitting Phase 3, shared private state. And let me tell you, this is the game changer. It's not just about hiding your own stuff anymore. It's about a bunch of different people or apps being able to work together on their combined encrypted data, all at the same time.
And this table right here just lays it all out perfectly. Privacy 1.0, that was all about you, by yourself, hiding your own stuff. Privacy 2.0, that's about us, working together, confidentially, and look at how the use cases just explode. We go from just shielded transactions to private AI, next-gen DeFi, and even on-chain gaming with actual hidden information. The tech underneath evolves too, from ZKPs to a whole new toolkit with things like MPC and TEEs, which we'll get into in just a minute.
Okay, so this whole new era of shared private state, it's going to need a totally new kind of infrastructure, and that, of course, brings us right to Arcium.
So what exactly is Arcium? Well, at its core, it's a decentralized network for private computation. But honestly, the simplest and most powerful way to get your head around it is to just think of it as an encrypted supercomputer. Just like a real supercomputer pools a ton of processing power to solve huge problems, Arcium pools a network of nodes to do complex calculations. But, and this is the magic trick, it does everything on data that stays completely encrypted from start to finish.
So what does this actually get you? Well, a ton of powerful benefits. You get total privacy, obviously, and the ability to build these wild new apps. But for me, the security model is what's absolutely incredible. Arcium uses something called multi-party computation, or MPC. And get this, as long as just one single participant in a computing group is honest, the privacy of the entire thing is guaranteed. That's a crazy powerful security promise.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this encrypted supercomputer actually, work? Let's pop the hood and look at the three main parts.
First up, you've got something called arxOS. This is basically the supercomputer's brain, its operating system. It's a lot like how Windows or macOS manages all the different parts of your computer. arxOS is the boss, telling the thousands of nodes in the Arcium network what to do.
All right, next up, we have MXEs, which stands for Multi-Party Execution Environments. So if arxOS is the main operating system, you can think of these MXEs as virtual machines, or maybe like secure little sandboxes. They're the isolated spots where the actual secret computations take place.
And the third piece of the puzzle is arxOS. This is the toolkit for developers. It's based on the Rust programming language, and it lets coders write the programs that run inside those secure MXEs. Basically, it's the toolbox that lets actual developers build cool stuff for this encrypted supercomputer.
Now, Arcium isn't the only game in town when it comes to private computation, so it's super important to see how its approach stacks up against the other options out there.
So yeah, how does Arcium's choice of multi-party computation stack up? This is a huge question, because in the world of privacy tech, it's all about trade-offs.
Okay, let's break down the main contenders. On one side, you've got TEEs, Trusted Execution Environments. The upside? They're fast. The downside? You have to trust the hardware company, and they've got known security holes. Then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have FHE, Fully Homomorphic Encryption. This is like the holy grail of security, but it is painfully, unusably slow for most things. And right there in the middle, in that sweet spot, is Arcium's choice, MPC. It gives you that strong, software-based security by spreading trust around, but it still delivers really high performance.
And when I say high performance, I am not kidding. Arcilium's special flavor of MPC is designed to be up to, wait for it, 10,000 times faster than FHE. That's not just a little faster. That's the difference between something taking a few seconds versus taking literally days. It's what makes all this cool stuff actually possible in the real world.
All right, so we've got this incredibly powerful new tool. The big question is, what can we actually build with it? And this, my friends, is where things get really, really exciting. We're talking about a whole new universe of crypto applications. I mean, the possibilities are just huge. Imagine a bunch of hospitals training a powerful AI to detect cancer, using all of their combined data, but without a single patient record ever being exposed. That's private AI. In DeFi, you could build those on-chain dark pools we talked about, totally preventing front-running. Or how about on-chain poker, where no one, not even the network, can see your cards until you reveal them? That's now possible. Okay, let's make this super concrete and look at just one killer example, an on-chain dark pool for trading. Did you know that something like 40% of all US stock trades happen in these private dark pools to stop big orders from moving the market? Well, Arbitrum lets us build a completely trustless version of that, right on the blockchain.
Okay, so here's how it would work, step by step. First, a trader encrypts their order, the amount, the price, right on their own device. That encrypted blob gets sent out to the network. Then, the Arcium nodes, our encrypted supercomputer, get to work. They match the buy and sell orders while the data is still encrypted. This is the key part. Nobody, not even the computers doing the work, ever sees the actual details of the trade. And then, only the final result, the matched trade, gets revealed and settled on the blockchain for everyone to see.
And that right there is the big takeaway from all of this. See, this isn't just another privacy coin for hiding a transaction. It's a foundational layer, a totally new kind of framework that lets any developer build confidentiality right into the core logic of their apps. Privacy stops being an add-on and becomes a native feature of the computer itself.
And all of this really leaves us with one massive, fascinating question to chew on. We've all heard the saying, data is the new oil, right? Well, if that's true, then Arcium is like the world's first trustless decentralized oil refinery. It gives us a way to process and refine our most valuable, most sensitive data without ever spilling it. So the real question becomes, what are we going to build now that we finally have that power?